Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Monday, May 4th. This is Barry Fear with you once again with my outsider, and today we're going to be talking about the importance of eating good food and a recap of taking our medications. To open the show on that, good afternoon to my outsider, Oscar. Welcome to you. Thanks for joining me here in the studio.
Good afternoon, Barry. Thank you for having me.
Well, today on the show, like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about eating healthy, not but getting sick and eating the wrong food. Here's my outsider for his opening sequence on this.
Yes, thank you, Barry, for having me on the show. Very important things we need to talk about is taking your regular medication or as needed medication on time when you need it, and also eating healthy foods to keep especially your stomach and guts regular.
Okay, now, like I said last night on a video that I brought to you, do not refuse prescribed medications from your doctor. Here's my outsider.
Yes, if you refuse to prescribe medication from the doctor, you could end up very unwell if you're not taking it.
And especially like me, last week I was away in hospital and that was not good. Here's my outsider.
Yes, Barry was in hospital last week. Irritable bowel, basically. He hadn't taken his medication and he hadn't been supported, unfortunately, taking medication. So that's what happened.
So the medication, guys, it's not a laughing matter. It is serious. And like I also said last night, do not refuse your medication, or like my outsider said, you can become very unwell. Here's my outsider.
As Barry said, again, it's very important to keep taking your medication regularly so you don't end up any worse, or as Barry's situation was, have to get an ambulance a bit later on at night.
So, like I also said about a script is what you get when you go to the doctor. Here's my outsider.
Yes, as Barry said, script means you can't buy the medication over the counter at the pharmacy. You have to get a special script from the doctor, which prescribes any medication that is usually heavier. Would you say, Barry?
Yeah, so I'm on a thing called to help me go to the you know where. I don't want to say it on the show, but it helps me a lot. And the manager said to keep an eye on things, and also don't neglect the urge for help. Keep my outsider.
Yes, as Barry was saying, you've got to keep an eye on yourself as well, what's going on, but also if you feel like there's something wrong, just let people know as soon as you do so the situation doesn't get any worse.
Because at the end of the day, guys, the staff are here for us. Here's my outsider.
That's right, the staff are here to support everyone who works and lives within the household that Barry lives.
Now we're going to talk about the importance of eating right. The importance of eating right, guys, is very important Firstly, a good breakfast of Weet-Bix and some diced up fruit. Here's my offside.
This is Barry said. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Smoothies are always good too if you have a busy lifestyle and you're on the go. Please take the time to eat something before you start your working day or any day.
So breakfast, guys. What is it? It's breaking the fast from the last meal. Here's my offside.
Yes, as Barry said, breakfast is the first meal you've had after you've waken up, and it actually can help your metabolism start as well.
And your mood swings. Here's my offside.
As Barry is saying, you could also have mood swings because you're hungry. So that's why missing breakfast is not very healthy, is it, Barry?
No, it's not. And having gravy, bacon, and egg McMuffins from Macca's. Everything in moderation, guys. Here's my offside.
Yes, as Barry was saying, it does depend on what you have for breakfast. If you eat McDonald's every day in the drive-through, it's not going to be very good for your inner body, is it?
Especially down in the intestines. Here's my offside.
Yes, as Barry was saying, a lot of those fatty foods and fatty acids can be quite harmful to your gut if you're having them on a regular occurrence.
Because we only had the one life, guys. So let's eat healthy, drink healthy, and also, while I have you here, a good lunch as well. Here's my offside.
Yes, as Barry was saying, lunch is another important meal of the day as well. You can go heavy or you can go light. And make sure you're having the 5 food groups there of the pyramid, I think.
Yeah, 5 serves of veggies a day, guys. Here's my offside.
That's right, as Barry was saying, the pyramid goes as the most important things are breads and nuts and those sort of things, wheat. And then we go to more protein sort of based foods, your meats and those sort of things that keep you energized and keep you lean. And you have your dairy products, of course, if you're not lactose intolerant, so milks and cheeses, yogurts and those sort of things. And then at the top, which is the worst, is usually your heavier things like your potatoes and fries and your fried foods.
And also Kentucky Fried Chicken, guys. Like I just said a moment ago, everything in moderation. Here's my offside.
Yes, as Barry said, you should see fast food as more of a treat than a necessity. Eating healthy is most important.
Well, we're into week 5 of the lockdown down now, guys. And it won't be long now till it's all over, but I think someone was saying 2 more months of this, I think. Here's my offside.
Yes, as Barry said, it's week 5 for most people and a bit longer. Lockdown. Barry seems to be in pretty good spirits. I think he would like to probably return back to his normal routine and see some people he hasn't seen for a while, I'm sure.
And the most important thing, guys, like I've always said to you when I brought my YouTube videos to you, please don't get outraged because you can't go for a walk up to the shops. We hope that some restrictions will be lifted this week. And the thing that has disappointed me after Queensland has got their restrictions lifted, thousands flocked to the parks and beaches. Here's my offside of his disappointing comment on this.
Yes, as Barry was saying, some states and territories had lifted their restrictions a bit earlier than our one in New South Wales, but what we don't want to see is large number of cases of the virus starting up again is that in social areas.
Because if you keep flouting the rules, guys, the longer the lockdown will be. Here's my offside.
As Barry is saying, we all want to get out, but we have to make sure we follow the rules the government gives us.
And Victorians are still in lockdown too. Because at the beginning of this lockdown, guys, okay, some people were flocking to the beaches and even up here as well. Here's my offside.
Yes, as Barry is saying, when it first happened, there had a lot of people flocking to the beaches and not adhering to the rules. But now they had closed everything, and everything actually had been going quite well for the past 3 weeks. But now we're going to start easing restrictions, and hopefully we won't have a backlash of cases starting to spike up again.
So please, guys, don't be a fool and flout the rules, or else you know what will happen. You will get a $1,000 fine, and if you drive somewhere without a permit or without a good valid reason, it's a $1,100 fine. Here's my offside.
As Barry was saying, we're still going to follow the rules that were in place. Make sure you're going to a place of purpose, not just going for a drive, because that is flouting the rules, and you could get a hit on the spot fine of $1,100.
And the loss of a job and possibly 6 months in jail. Not good. Well, the last topic today is the roast lamb with some nice healthy vegetables. Here's my offside.
As today, Barry has a nice roast lamb shanks, and also he has a roasted beef, as well with some nice lightly seasoned roasted vegetables ready for dinner.
So a slow cooked lamb shanks, guys. You just can't go wrong with them. Here's my offside.
As Barry was saying, it's a very simple meal, and all it takes is about 20 minutes of preparation, and you leave it on the cooker for about 5 hours, and it's ready to go.
And you can serve it with anything. Serve it with rice, have it in a wrap. Here's my offside.
As Barry was saying, you can have it with anything, and it tastes absolutely delicious with minimal cooking.
Well, we're just about out of time here on the show. Before we do go, my offsider and I would like to encourage you all to be there for one another, support one another, okay? Don't be fools and think that there's nothing for you to do at home during this lockdown. I've been saying this ever since the lockdown began on the 27th of March. Don't be surprised at how good my memory is. Here's my offside.
Yes, as Barry was saying, let's keep together. We've done really well. We're almost there. Not there just yet. Please listen to the rules, and hopefully we'll be able to go out and do our normal routine very soon.
And to close the show today, if you are struggling, the number for Lifeline is 131114. get a pen and write that number down 131114 and talk to a counsellor, and number that we rely on 24 hours a day. Please do not call 000 unless you really have to, like I did last Monday evening. And here's my outsider to tell you why I had to ring for an ambulance.
This is Barry saying he had to ring an ambulance because he was displaying abdominal pain for most of the day. We thought it was something else, but then as the day and night wore on, Barry said the pain was starting to get a bit more intensified. So we followed our company's procedure, and from that advice, they said to call an ambulance. And from that situation, we didn't call the ambulance straight away, just to make sure it wasn't just a false alarm. We made sure and got advice from someone else, and thankfully we did. And Barry was in there for a couple of days, 4 or 5 days, and he's all better now. So, yes.
So I had to keep an eye on things like the manager said, if things start to go pear-shaped again, I must let someone know, not just me, but for anyone that is having trouble at the moment. Please don't shut yourself off. Here's my outsider.
Yes, as Barry was saying, if you have any issues or anything to do with health issues or even mental health issues, always talk to someone about it. Don't just ignore it and shut it away.
Because how are people going to help you if you don't tell them? Here's my outsider.
Yes, as Barry was saying, you need to help yourselves and seek support when you need it. They're always there.
And if you are in severe pain like I was the other day, please get someone on your group to ring Help Direct and get advice, and they will tell you exactly what to do. And if they tell you to call an ambulance, please do so. Here's my outsider.
Yes, as Barry was saying, if you have another service you can call to before ringing emergency services, please do. Get advice from a professional, and if they suggest calling the emergency services, then you must do that.
And that's a wrap for this Monday, the 4th of May. We'll be back with you at the same time next week here on the show, and remember, we are all in this together. Here's my outsider for his closing message on this.
As Barry said, we're all in this together. We feel for everyone and everyone who is lonely and needs support and socialising. So hang in there. Watch our shows. We'll watch Barry's shows. Keep you entertained, and we'll be back for next Monday for the new show.
And remember, if you have anything that you'd like us to cover on this show, and please do let us know. And for those who are feeling sick at the moment, we do wish them a speedy recovery. And for those who are not able to return to work at the moment, we do hope to see you soon. And Oceana Ready Steady Cook still hasn't got off the ground as yet. But hopefully we will get that underway pretty soon before the lockdown finishes, but we will keep you updated on when that is going to get off the ground. But on that note, I should say, it is time to say good afternoon to you viewers watching out there now. And remember, sanitize your hands. Guys, this is very important. I'll just show you a bottle of this stuff here, and here's my offsider.
This is Barry saying good afternoon, and keep washing your hands and sanitizing your hands as much as possible.
And this program is proudly brought to you in part by Aqua McCann Gel, and you can pick that up in a small bottle or a 1 liter pump pack. Here's my offsider to take us out with that message.
Yes, as Barry is saying, you can buy hand sanitizers from anywhere now, and it's relaxed a bit with the whole panic buying, which is good. And buy as much as you can, though, obviously, so you can keep yourself and your family safe as well.
So on that note, guys, it is time to say good afternoon to you viewers now. And remember, take your prescribed medication. Don't ignore instructions from the doctor. And don't argue with the doctors at the hospital if you get discharged. Then here's my offsider to take us out with that second and closing message.
This is Barry saying, just don't argue with the doctors, they know what they're doing, and be safe.
And remember, we're all in this together. See you later on for the evening wrap, guys. And don't flout the rules, anybody, or else you know what will happen. You'll get a knock on the door and a fine from the police. Here's my offsider to close the show with that.
As Barry said, keep safe, keep abiding by the rules, or you will get a knock on the door or a fine in the mail.
So until we see you next Monday on the show, I'm Barry Fair. Thanks for your company this afternoon on the show, and we'll catch you same time, same place next Monday, right here on the Barry Fair YouTube channel. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Australia. Good afternoon, Oceania, and here's my offsider to give you his farewell and good afternoon now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Stay safe.
And we'll see you next time around here on the show. Good afternoon, and we'll see you for the evening wrap around about 20 to 6, and we'll see you then. Until then, stay safe, everybody. Keep smiling, and bye for now. Bye bye, everybody, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.